Hey y'all, picture this. It's a quiet Saturday morning, the kind where you're supposed to sip coffee on the porch and listen to the birds, but instead, I'm jolted awake by the roar of engines and car doors slamming right outside my window. I stumble out of bed, still in my flannel pajamas, and what do I see? A dozen cars parked in neat little rows across my family's soybean field, like it's some kind of public lot. My blood's already boiling. And when I spot a woman in a crisp blazer waving more cars onto my land like she owns the place, I know this isn't just a misunderstanding, it's war. I'm Jake Thompson, in that field. Those 15 acres of rolling hills in Willow Creek, Tennessee, that's my home, my history, my everything. My granddad, Pops, worked this land for 60 years, taught me how to plant, how to fix a tractor, how to stand up for what's yours. When he passed 4 years ago, he left me this farm, not just dirt and crops, but a promise to keep it alive. So when I saw strangers treating it like a free-for-all parking lot, I didn't just see tire tracks, I saw Pop's legacy getting trampled. I grab my boots, my old hound Daisy trotting behind me, and march out to confront this woman. She's got a clipboard, a fake smile, and an air of, I'm in charge, that makes my skin crawl. Morning, she says, like we're at a church picnic. I'm Susan Harper, president of the Green Hills Homeowners Association. I cut her off, voice shaking but firm. I don't care who you are, lady. This is my land, private property. And you're trespassing. Susan tilts her head, like I'm some kid who doesn't get it. Oh, you must be confused, Mr. Thompson. Our HOA bylaws designate this field as community overflow parking. We've been using it for years. I'm dumbfounded. Years? My granddad never signed up for your fancy neighborhood, and neither did I. Show me one scrap of paper with my name on it. She flips through her clipboard, that smile never wavering, and says, well, the previous board must have had an arrangement with your grandfather. I'm sure we can clear this up if you join our association. Join? I'm about ready to lose it. Lady, I'd sooner sell my soul than join your HOA. Get these cars off my land, now. That's when I notice a pickup truck backing up toward my pumpkin patch, the one I've been babying for weeks. I sprint over, yelling, stop. You're gonna crush my crops. The driver, some guy in a golf polo, looks annoyed but hits the brakes just in time. The lady up front told me to park here, he grumbles. I spin around, and there's Susan, clipboard in hand, looking at me like I'm the problem. Mr. Thompson, you're making a scene, she says, all syrupy. We've got a charity 5K today, and this is the designated parking area. Designated by who? I snap, pulling out my phone. You've got 1 hour to clear this field, or I'm calling the sheriff and every tow truck in the county. Her eyes narrow, and she steps closer, voice low. You don't want to do that, Jake. Green Hills is home to the mayor, a county judge, and half the city council. Who do you think the sheriff's gonna side with, a big community like ours? Or some stubborn farmer? I jerk my arm away when she tries to grab my phone. Touch me again, and we'll add assault to your trespassing charge. A few neighbors are watching now. Some looking guilty, others just impatient. One guy yells, hurry it up, we're gonna miss the race. But I'm done playing nice. I storm back to my farmhouse, hand shaking so bad I can barely unlock the door. Inside, I'm pacing, trying to figure out my next move. Susan's got connections, sure, but this is my land, and I'm not letting her steamroll me. I grab my keys and call the county clerk's office. This is Jake Thompson from the old Carter farm. I need to check for any easements or agreements on my property, and I need it fast. The clerk, a guy named Tom, tells me to come down before they close at noon. I'm there in 15 minutes, still fuming. Tom's an old-timer, knew Pops back in the day. Your granddad was a tough one, he says, chuckling as he pulls out a stack of folders. Never let those Green Hills developers push him around. We dig through deeds, tax records, maps, and after half an hour, Tom leans back. Just as I thought, no easement, no agreement, nothing giving the HOA rights to your land. They're trespassing, plain and simple. I'm about to thank him when he slides a yellow document across the table. But here's something interesting, he says, eyes twinkling. 30 years ago, your granddad granted the power company an easement to run a transformer through the north corner of your property. That transformer powers all of Green Hills. I blink, not sure I heard him right. You're saying the electricity for their whole neighborhood runs through my land? Tom nods. Yup. And legally, you control access to that transformer. The power company pays you $600 a year for it. By the way, been going to a trust account since Pops passed. My mind's racing. This isn't just about parking anymore. It's leverage. I ask, can they move the transformer? Tom shakes his head. Not easily. It'd cost a fortune, take months, and they'd need your permission to end the easement. I leave with copies of everything, feeling like I've got an ace up my sleeve. On the drive home, I call Willow Electric, get through to their operations manager, a guy named Carl. I'm concerned about unauthorized access to the transformer on my property, I tell him. The HOA's claiming rights to my land, and I don't want anyone near that equipment who shouldn't be. Carl's all business. That's a safety issue, Mr. Thompson. Only our technicians should be anywhere near that transformer. I'll send you the maintenance schedule and make sure our guys have ID. When I pull into my driveway, most of the cars are gone. But the damage is done. Tire tracks crisscross my soybean field, and half my pumpkin patch is flattened. I'm taking pictures, heart sinking at the weeks of work ruined, when there's a knock at my door. It's Susan, flanked by a slick-looking guy in a suit, a stern older man, and a nervous woman with a tablet. Jake, Susan says, all fake charm. We've brought the parking agreement for you to sign. Just a formality. The suit steps forward. I'm Greg Larson, HOA attorney. The easement for community parking was established years ago. I laugh, not even trying to hide it. An easement I never signed? Show me the paperwork, Greg. He smirks. We can discuss this over coffee. No need for threats. I hold up my folder from the clerk's office. No coffee. No deal. I've been to the county. There's no easement for parking, but there is one for the transformer powering your whole neighborhood. Guess who controls access to that? Their faces drop. Susan sputters. You can't mess with our electricity. People have medical equipment, kids. I lean in, voice steady. I'm not cutting your power, Susan. I'm just exercising my rights. Same as you're trying to do over my farm. Funny how that works, huh? The older man, who introduces himself as Councilman Dan Pritchard, tries to smooth things over. Let's be reasonable, Jake. Green Hills brings in big tax dollars. We can work out a deal that benefits everyone. The woman with the tablet chimes in, voice shaky. An environmental study for new parking would take months. Your field's the only option for our events. I'm not budging. Here's my deal. All cars off my land by 5 p.m., full payment for my crops, and a signed letter saying my farm's not HOA property. Or I start limiting transformer access next week. Hot summer's coming. Hope your AC's ready. They leave in a huff, whispering furiously. I'm feeling victorious, but uneasy. People like Susan don't back down easy. That night, my phone's blowing up with calls from HOA board members, but I ignore them. Instead, I call Willow Electric's legal team, confirm my rights, and order security cameras online. The next morning, I'm out surveying the damage when my neighbor, Lisa, waves me over. She's one of the good ones, always sneaking Daisy treats. Jake, she says. Voice low. There was an emergency HOA meeting last night. Susan's losing it. She's saying you're bluffing about the transformer, but some folks are worried. They know you've got the law on your side. Lisa shows me an email chain from the HOA board, and my stomach drops. There's a scanned document with Pop's signature, dated 2010, claiming he agreed to let the HOA use the field for parking. That's fake, I say, voice shaking. Pop's died in 2009. Lisa nods. I figured. Susan's brother owns a print shop, but he cooked this up. She scrolls to another email, this one from Susan to Greg, talking about escalating pressure to make me comply. The kicker? They're meeting tonight with Susan's cousin, who works for Willow Electric, to discuss rerouting the power to bypass my land. If they pull that off, I lose my leverage. I'm furious but focused. I call a lawyer, Sarah Mitchell, who's taken on HOAs before. She's all in, says it's textbook overreach. I also get a text from the clerk's office. My cameras are arriving tomorrow. That afternoon, a certified letter from the HOA shows up, fining me $7. 0004 unesthetic agricultural activities and demanding I remove my tractor from site. Susan's signature is scrawled at the bottom with a note. Reconsider the parking deal, Jake. I'm seeing red, but Sarah tells me to document everything and stay calm. Then, at 4 a.m., my security app pings, someone's cutting my fence. I grab my phone, start recording, and run outside. 3 fence panels are down, and cars are already rolling in. The drivers show me an email from Susan, claiming the dispute's resolved and my field's fair game. I'm livid. When Sheriff Daniels shows up, he looks uncomfortable. The HOA filed papers saying this is community parking, he says. This is a civil matter now, Jake. Take it to court. I'm floored. Susan's playing dirty, and she's winning. I call Sarah, who files for an emergency injunction, but the courts are slow. I'm feeling cornered when Lisa texts me about the HOA's meeting tonight. Susan's pitching your farm as a permanent lot, she says. You need to be there. I gather every document, deeds, easement papers, leases emails, damage photos, and call the local news. I've got a story about HOA corruption and forged signatures, I tell them. It's going down tonight. The Green Hills Community Center is packed. Susan at the front, waving her arms, showing slides of my farm with parking lines drawn over it. The crowd's eating it up until I walk in. The room goes quiet. Susan's mid-sentence, mouth gaping. Well, look who's here, she sneers. Come to see our community improvements? I stride to the front, laptop in hand. Actually, Susan, I'm here to set the record straight. I plug in my laptop, and the first slide's my deed. This is my farm, never part of Green Hills. I've never signed your bylaws. Murmurs spread. I click to the forged document. This says my granddad gave you parking rights in 2010. Problem is, he died in 2009. That's forgery. The room erupts. Susan lunges for my laptop, screaming. He's lying. I pull it back and show the emails. Here's your HOA board planning to make my life miserable and spend $40,000 of your dues to steal my land. People are standing, yelling. A woman shouts, we paid fines for stupid stuff while you're doing this? I save the best for last, the transformer easement. One more thing, I say, voice steady. The power for every house in Green Hills runs through my land. Your lights stay on because my granddad allowed it. I don't want to mess with your electricity, I just want my farm back. The room's dead silent. An older guy, Bill, stands. Susan, is this true? She's unraveling. Grabs the mic, this meeting's over. But Lisa's in the back, shouting, we deserve answers. Susan snaps, I've worked too hard to let some dirt farmer ruin everything. The crowd gasps. She dials her phone, eyes locked on me. Do it now, all of it. 3 seconds later, the lights go out. People scream, emergency lights flicker on. My phone rings, Willow Electric. I put it on speaker. Mr. Thompson, we caught someone tampering with your transformer. Our cameras got it all. And the police are coming. Susan's face goes white. He's lying, she shrieks, but phones are recording her. Cops burst in, flashlights sweeping. Susan and Greg try to slip out, but Sheriff Daniels cuffs them. News vans are outside. Lisa tipped them off. 2 weeks later, I'm watching Susan and Greg on TV, charged with forgery, trespassing, and vandalism. The new HOA president, Bill, meets me at my fence. We're paying for your crops, Jake, and we want to be better neighbors. I shake his hand, smiling. Sounds good, Bill. Just keep your cars off my land. Looking back, I wonder, was I too hard on them? Maybe I could have compromised sooner, avoided the chaos. But when someone tries to take what's yours, what do? Fight or fold? I fought, and I'd do it again. So, what do you think? Was I right to stand my ground, or did I take it too far? Drop a comment. Tell me your stories. Ever had to battle an HOA or a neighbor? Let's talk about it. And if you liked hearing this, hit that like button, share it with a friend. This is Jake, signing off from Willow Creek, where good fences make great neighbors.